You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
Get ready. It's time for the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Telling you everything you need to know about the Saints, Pelicans, and a whole lot more.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guy. And we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. Once again, I'm Big Q, and you are listening to the Sports Coma episode 335. That's right, episode 335 coming at you. I'd like to say what's up to all those diehard Sports Coma family members. I haven't spoken to in quite some time. Sean D, the rest of the fellas, man. All the guys out there, good to hear from y'all again in the comment section, man. It's time to talk some Saints, man. I know we had a little lull, but let's start talking some Saints again. Let's get the fam back together. Let's grow the fam. Anyway, big ups to all our new and established listeners of the show as we start off Sports Coma 335. Sports with the Saints news and notes of the day. Of course, some stuff to talk about here in the Sports Coma. New signings of defensive lineman Malcolm Brown and Mario Edwards Jr. You know your boy got something to say about that. QB Teddy Bridgewater, he went to Miami, but he didn't go too far. He came right on back as anticipated. Plus news on Jared Cook, Ziggy Anzah, and also some other news of former Saints that have moved on. Alex Okafor, Jermaine Bushride perhaps. And also other Saints news. We're going to hit you with an interview from the latest and newest Saint, Latavius Murray, on his thoughts about becoming a New Orleans Saint player. Without further ado, welcome aboard to the Sports Coma, episode 335, of course. This is a podcast dedicated to the diehard Saints Nation, the black and gold crew, the Who Dat Nation. If you are a member of such nation, welcome aboard because you've found a home, man. Like and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Please feel free to share the show on all the forums you go to, whether it's Reddit, Facebook, I don't care. You know, whatever, feel free to share. And also comment on what you might hear today or what might come across your mind. Anyway, let's delve right into it. 335 on the Sports Coma, and the Saints are making moves in terms of improving the defensive line, and I mean, what an improvement. Huge defensive lineman, Malcolm Butler. Now, this guy comes over from Texas. Very, very solid move the Saints use. And this is so typical of New Orleans. The Saints are so sneaky. They were able to pull off this move without anybody knowing anything about it. Malcolm Brown just slid right up under the radar. And to be quite honest with you, as big as he is, it's hard to say him sliding or sneaking anywhere. But the Saints were able to get this guy. And I mean, this is the prototypical defensive tackle that you would want on your defensive line. What he brings to the Saints, what he brings is, besides his massive frame, is he brings a stoutness on this defensive line that we hadn't had in some time. Love it. Absolutely love the move. It's definitely an upgrade over Tyler Davison, no disrespect, but this is a better player. Spent the last few years, he was drafted by New England in the first round. Of course, the Saints inked this young man to a 3-year deal. Still very young. 32nd overall pick back in 2015. He declined his fifth option for the 2019 year, which would have kept him under contract at a base salary about $8 million. And we get this guy. We get him in here. And the terms of the deal was reported worth about $15 million. So they're averaging right about $5 million a year. Now, obviously, he's going to start next to Sheldon Rankins once Sheldon Rankins come back. We're still dealing with David Onyemata. his potential discipline for the marijuana possession charge. I'm not thinking it's going to be all that, man. Come on. It's not like he was found with pounds in his house. Come on. So it's whatever he's going to get is going to be minor. It's not going to be something ridiculous like 3 or 4 games or some crap like that. So just cut it out, all this stuff I'm hearing. It's going to be a minor offense. Might be a fine, might be 1 game, but I'm not expecting it to be something totally ridiculous where he's going to miss a substantial amount of time. But I'm just happy the fact that the Saints were able to sign Malcolm Brown. Bear in mind, now he's spent the last 4 years when New England's won Super Bowls there, 51 starts. He's 6'3", 320 pounds out of the University of Texas, 186 tackles and 8.5 sacks through his 51 starts in 60 regular season games. Now, 11 playoff games, he totaled 33 tackles and 1 sack. He just turned 25 last February, and he's just pretty much was asked to play a 2-gap style for the Patriots, which is primarily to hold up blockers and to stop up the run, just to suck up 2 blockers to free up a guy like Cam Jordan or Davenport. You know, that's what this guy is going to bring. Now, don't get it twisted. He's not just a run stuffer. This guy has a little push with him, too. He can force his way through and get to the quarterback. This is a major, major sign. A lot of people are going to say, well, that's all right. I like the sign. Listen, this is a severe upgrade over what they've had next to him in a very long time. Sheldon Rankins is definitely our best interior defensive tackle once he gets healthy again. But make no bones about it, Malcolm Brown is a solid signing for the defensive line. You talking about how good they were on the run this past year. Malcolm Brown is going to definitely put them in the top 3, top 5 discussion. You won't be able to get up the middle on the Saints. They're going to just stop running the ball and just throw the damn thing. I mean, this is a super signing for the Saints. I'm really excited, as you can tell. They got him 3 years, estimated about $15 million. Now, the terms were not disclosed, but we should know something about a day or two. But that's the word on the street as far as Malcolm Brown is concerned. Now, in my Bill Cosby voice, let's move on to the next signing, Mario Edwards Jr. That's right. Now, he signed a 2-year deal for $5 million, and he got about $1.5 million worth of incentives added into there. Welcome aboard, Malcolm Brown. Welcome aboard, Mario Edwards Jr. Now, he's a brother from Mississippi, so he's coming home to play for the Saints, and I'm glad we had him. Now, what this basically spells out is Mario Edwards Jr. is just basically going to become what Alex Okafor was. Now, word on the street was the Saints wanted Okafor back, but Kansas City gave him a better deal. We'll talk about that a little later. But Edwards represents, now we covered him on the previous show because I knew the Saints were going to sign this gentleman. I knew he was going to be a guy that the Saints wanted because he fits the bill. 6'3", 280 pounds. He can play either interior if you need him to, or he can slide out to the end. That's the type of versatility the Saints really respect and love. He can rush, or he can play the middle. Really good. The guy's just 25 years old, very young veteran, former 2nd-round draft pick. Now, they at just $2.5 million a year on Edwards' contract, is this enough here? The Saints say, okay, this is a value signing. This is a guy that's basically, like I said, he's gonna fill in for Alex Okafor. That's pretty much what this is. I like this signing. We went over his numbers yesterday about how good this kid is, and it's nothing brilliant or fantastic, but it's a solid pickup for the Saints. The Saints addressed 2 needs on the defensive line: get Malcolm Brown in the interior and get Mario Edwards to replace Alex Okafor on that pass rush duty, who also can play a little inside too. Good versatility, good pickups for the Saints, good cheap pickups for the Saints, good quality pickups for the Saints on the defensive line as they continue to build the defensive side of the ball, people, because that is the piece that ultimately goes with the offense. We know special teams, we've been documenting that all season long about all the changes have occurred. We still need that wide receiver, that explosive wide receiver or cornerback or running back, kick return specialist. Hopefully the Saints can nail that down too as they continue to nail down most of the needs. Now, going over from our defensive line to our offense, speaking of the quarterback. Bridgewater hoping to bridge in the gap eventually to move into the quarterback position once the Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees hangs up the cleats. He went and flirted around with Miami, his hometown team, but also ultimately came back. And the Saints agreed. Now the deal is out there. He agreed to a 1-year deal at just over $7 million, and it's worth up to $12.5 million in incentives. And of course, like we said, he went there, met with the Dolphins. The Dolphins was trying to tack on a multiple year deal, trying to give him about $14 million, according to what the reports that we have. But credit to Teddy B, not to fall in that trap. And my dog G Balance did a great article about how the Saints are 2-0 against the Miami Dolphins as far as quarterbacks are concerned. We got Drew from him. Remember that, y'all. It was when he first came from San Diego. It was a battle with Miami and New Orleans, and we got Drew. We know how that ended up. Now it's Teddy. We got Teddy. So in essence, this is a terrific signing for the Saints. They, of course, gave up a 3rd-round draft pick for Teddy Bridgewater. Been absolute insane to allow him to walk when you gave up picks. It's just throwing picks away. We're not going to do that. But the Saints did a good job in bringing Teddy back, and Teddy knows, and he's no fool, that when the time comes and Drew hangs him up, he got Alvin Kamara, he got Mike Thomas, he has all those weapons, the defense, all that stuff is over to him. And hey, man, run it back turbo, according to Teddy Bridgewater's quote. So big ups to Teddy Bridgewater, big ups to Mario Edwards Jr., big ups to defensive tackle Malcolm Brown, all guys signing with the Saints. Now let's get to some other news dealing with more signings. Of course, we got a few guys that's in the building down here. One guy came in here Thursday. Haven't heard a damn thing from him. That's tight end Jared Cook. The best tight end on the free agency market. It's almost like the Saints kidnapped him and you haven't heard anything from him. I'm expecting this deal to get done. He fits a major need. I've been doing some research and found out that he's been speaking to people, even his agents and other people are saying that he is big on signing with New Orleans. Would definitely want this to happen as soon as possible. Definitely want to see Jared Cook happening. So if we don't hear from it tonight, probably sometimes tomorrow we'll hear something. It's already he's definitely going to pass his physical. The only issue is money in years, maybe a 3-year deal, 2-3-year deal for Jared Cook. He fits a major need. The Saints need him, and he's perfect for this system. He knows it. I know it. Drew knows it. Sean knows it. Everybody knows it. Let's get the damn deal done. And something tells me that you'll hear about this deal getting done between now and Saturday, perhaps. Hopefully it don't fall out, but it's a union made in heaven between these two. And hopefully we can get that deal done with Jared Cook as soon as possible. Now let's go to Ziggy Ansah. Ziggy Ansah, the defensive lineman who came over from the Detroit Lions. He's a free agent. He had some injuries that to be concerned about. What's interesting about the Ziggy Ansah thing is you bring in Malcolm Brown, and then I was monitoring the Mario Edwards Jr. signing. That doesn't bode well for Ziggy Ansah. He got away from Buffalo. I did some research, found out the general manager of Buffalo spoke with him, gave him credit for his character, but a pass rusher of supreme talent like Ziggy Ansah, of course, they gave him a physical. They're not saying anything about the physical. That's a red flag to me. So perhaps like an article that was put out by John Sigler of Saints Wire, big ups to them, astutely made notion about what Josh Kattenstein said of the Times-Picayune about the fact that this could be a problem when Ansah passing the physical with his shoulder. Perhaps. But look at it like this as well. Mario Edwards signing could be a precursor to say, you know what, I don't know about Ziggy. We're going to just chill with what we got because we filled in Alex Okafor's need. And, of course, the Saints could use as many pass rushes as possible. But Ansah's not going to come cheap. He's going to want some money. And, of course, we did free up some money, but we signed Malcolm at 5 years, $5 million a year. We just signed Mario Edwards Jr. But dealing with a guy like Mickey Mouse Loomis and how he spends these contracts, you never know. But Ziggy Ansah, in my opinion, it might be a long shot for him to get him. The Saints have already eclipsed the need of the backup need for Alex Okafor already. So is Ziggy Ansah really on the table for us? I doubt it. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on it. We'll find out in the next 2 days or so. Other Saint news, the to throw you out there, ex-Saint news, Alex Okafor, of course, inks a 3-year deal for $24 million to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, big ups to Alex Okafor, fighting off injury. He came back, did 2 years with the Saints, and then got his payday. He invested in himself. It paid off $24 million. The Kansas City Chiefs got a really good pass rusher there. Big ups to Alex Okafor. Really enjoyed you being down here, my brother. Big ups to you. Saints definitely wasn't going to match that money. Jermon Bushride's another Saint, perhaps, that's looking to leave as well. He is being talked to by the Carolina Panthers. Bushride, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell none of our secrets, and we'll get along just fine. But anyway, outside of that, the other news to make note of is the fact that the Saints did meet with Farmer on the offensive line. Speaking of offensive linemen, Nick Eason. Now, if you know Nick Eason's a former Minnesota Viking guard who said that he'll be making his call in a few days of where he wants to go. Now, I'm thinking in my head, okay, we got a guy named Latavius Murray from the Minnesota Vikings here now. So perhaps in the way we seeing it, it could be the case now where he could be getting his buddy Nick Eason to sign, who's a young veteran guard who can help the team out as well. Now, of course, like I say, he's coming over for the Minnesota Vikings, and he said he'll make his charge. He's 26-year-old free agent. He was dealing with a neck injury last year. And, of course, the Saints had a visit with him on Thursday, and they're looking at bringing this guy in to possibly be that reserve lineman to come off the bench. So that's a little bit of the information on that. Now, let's get right into Latavius Murray's interview on why he thought he decided to come in New Orleans. Here's Latavius.
And, me being in Minnesota, playing them 3 times in the past 2 years and, seeing what they're capable of doing, I think it was a no-brainer.
You're running back, obviously. You're listed 6'3", 230. What are describe your running style for us?
I'm a downhill runner, one cut and go. I try not to do too much dancing, and I like to think I have a nose for the end zone, and I know how to protect the quarterback and catch the ball when it's thrown to me. So I think when you can do all those things, you're able to have success at my position.
Have you been able to study this offense? I know the last couple of years, obviously, there have been some historic numbers out of that backfield, but how enticing were those kinds of things for you?
Yeah, I just think, Coach Payton, put those guys in a lot of different positions to go out there and be successful, and I think that's what it's about, allowing the players to be able to go out there and do what they do best. And as an offensive player, you got to love that. And so it's in a very explosive offense. So to come in and join and be a part of that and help any way I can, I'm looking forward to it.
You've played with some quarterbacks of note, obviously. I think Derek Carr in Oakland. Now you come from Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, and now here to Drew Brees. What are your thoughts on playing with a guy who's a lock Hall of Famer?
I mean, it's a blessing to play along a guy who's going to be in a gold jacket one day.
It's a blessing, says Latavius Murray about Drew Brees, man. And so it is a blessing to have a running like Latavius Murray, a short yardage guy. Welcome aboard to the New Orleans Saints, my man. And that's going to do it for the show. Thank y'all for joining us on the Sports Coma, episode 335. We got you covered on this Saints stuff. And we'll be back down the line as more stuff develop. We'll get more breakouts, maybe breakdowns on the show. Also, you can feel free to subscribe, share, hit the notification button. Check out the links in the description section below to support our sponsors as well. Thank you for joining us on Sports Coma today. Peace.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is the Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needed the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to EmbracePetInsurance.com. That's EmbracePetInsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Hit the link below and rep the black and gold today. Who that? Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000, celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registers and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
Follow the Sports Coma on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.